quietly and follow along. At any point, click the pause button to catch up or take a break. Hey, today we're going to be making a mini pinata. What you need to do is you need to cut out a basic shape out of cardboard, and then strips of cardboard that is how thick you want your pinata to be. I'm doing a strawberry for this example. You also need, I have a Sharpie here just so I can clearly see my lines or any kind of marker for the cardboard. I have a cardboard cutter here. Scissors work just as fine, and you're going to need some tape. Okay. What you need to do is get several pieces of tape ready so you can easily attach the sides of your cardboard to your main face of your cardboard, or the front. Okay. Here I have a lot of tape just pre-ripped. It makes it a little easier for you. I'm going to begin by attaching the sides of my cardboard to my base of my strawberry. When you attach, what you're going to do is you're going to start at one end like this and add tape. Now your cardboard needs to kind of bend and follow the curve of the shape. In this case, it is my strawberry. So I am going to kind of just pull it through my hands and make sure it can be rounded and kind of broke in some areas. So I'm doing that by just kind of pressing my thumb and curving it. Okay, now my cardboard has a little bit more of a natural curve to it. So I'm going to line it up right here. And I'm going to place some tape. It is tricky at first, but once you get started, it'll be fine. You're going to tape your shape, or put your tape in shape of like an L form. Okay, like this. So what you're going to do is, half of the tape is going to be on the face and half is going to be on the side, like this. Okay, and you're going to keep adding tape around and shaping the tape to the cardboard. It does not need to be like tape every spot. It can be like every inch or so. If you have more curve to your shape, then that's where you would need a little bit more tape. But here's like I'm doing every inch and it's holding up just fine. I have my fingers underneath here to support as I tape. So basically you're lining up the edges of the cardboard. All right, I'm coming around my edge here, and then you need to start to determine how long your cardboard needs to be. This is just me, I like to have my cardboard always a little longer. It's a little safer. It's easier to trim it than it is to have to keep adding on pieces. So this is where my marker is going to come in handy. I want my cardboard to end right at that. I'm going to use my cardboard cutters, give it a little trim. And then I may tape it down. And now it is easily in place. It's kind of like a bowl or tray. Okay. I'm going to then finish by doing the top of my strawberry, and here I'll have to cut smaller pieces and repeat the process. So I can take my cardboard, line it up. The tip of my strawberry is right about there, so that's where I'm going to draw my line. Cut that, and then I will simply tape it on. Now, the more smaller areas that your shape has, the harder it is and more tricky. But when you do this, you're gonna really wanna make sure that you press it together. Add your tape around the edge. And now, because this is kind of more just a floating piece, it's probably a good idea to add the tape, around the back and to secure it. So I'm gonna put the tape right across there. And then now that tape is much more secure. It is a little long, so I'm just going to take my cardboard cutters and trim off just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go grab some scissors. Gave that piece a little trim. Now we're going to repeat the same process. Taking my cardboard, and I'm just going to measure it to make sure that it's the right size and where I need to cut it. When I cut cardboard, I always make sure I have other cardboard underneath. You might want to use scrap cardboard until you get the hang of the tool. Or if it's a really simple cut, you could just use scissors. Okay. Now I'm going to take pieces and line it up. So I'm taping around the side of the edge and the face of it. There we go. I feel like it could use a little bit on this side. And then a little tape right here to keep it from that. All right. I'm going to continue taping around the edge of my strawberry, and then I'll be back to show you how to attach the back. Okay, so now I just taped the top of my strawberry, and it is very securely on. I just only had to add a few tapes to the inside, over the top where it connects here, and then where it connects to our face. The easiest part to me is adding the back, and all you gotta do is lay it and tape it. Now, if you did it right, it should lay up pretty close. Okay, so I just like to hold it down and make sure that you have your design the right way. Like, it might fit better one way or another. Like, see, my design fits a lot better towards, I can indicate it on the top of my strawberry. It's curved here, doesn't quite fit. So I flip it and it goes the same way. Okay. Now, again, have several pieces of tape ready. I'm gonna just simply hold it down nice and tight and tape around the edge where it needs every inch or so, probably a little more in my stem. Hey, here my strawberry is completely taped. I did it about 1 inch apart, just like the other side, a little bit more. If you're wondering why my cardboard is white, it's because my cardboard it has like a double side. One is white and one is not. So just keep that in mind. It's not like I painted it or anything. If you would like to have candy in your piñata or like a little trap door, what I would do is I would find a piece of my strawberry. I would cut like a hole here, like cut this across so it creates like a little flapper door. And then you can easily take that down and fill it up. And then when we add our tissue paper, you would just kind of move around that accordingly. Okay, alrighty, now for tissue paper. Alright, we're back with tissue paper. I have a paintbrush and a little bit of glue. And my tissue paper is cut into squares. You can do this with strips of newspaper and then kind of cut it like grass. For this, I'm just going to be doing small squares. So here's what we're going to do. I like to just lay out a few squares and make sure your tissue paper is single layered, so you might have to pull it apart. Okay. And we're going to start from the bottom up of our strawberry or our mini piñata. That is because we're going to be layering the tissue paper and you'll have better access and it'll be a little easier. So I'm going to start with, it honestly is your preference. I like to just do a brush stroke back and forth of a row. And then I'm going to lay the tissue paper in it. Okay, now my tissue paper is only about a finger wide when it's glued down. I'm going to come next to it. Same thing. And my last tissue paper. There we go. Okay, you have then the option if you want to cut it and make it a little more fringy, you certainly may. I'm going to do my next row, which is going to go directly a little bit above that, just like this. Back and forth. And same thing, laying the tissue paper right in it and making sure that you're pressing it down enough so that way it covers the tissue paper underneath, so that you don't want any cardboard showing. Okay. And here, I don't want any cardboard showing, so I'm going to add a little bit more just to ensure. Okay. And then I'm just going to add a small piece of tissue paper. It's okay if it hangs off. You can always cut off the extra. Just tapping to make sure it's in place. All right, next row. Now, because I am doing a strawberry and you kind of want to be aware of your color placement and your plan, you can draw on your cardboard if you have multicolors. So for me, it's nice to draw where I might place my seeds for my strawberry. Now, because this is a little bit more random, I am going to start to place my seeds just again, randomly. For this part, for my particular project, it does not matter. And if your tissue paper is a little bit too big, you can always cut it or rip it down to where you need to be. I strongly suggest you cut it though, so that way you have cleaner edges than me. This will be hidden underneath the next layer a little bit. So next row. I'm gonna put another seed right here. I'm just overlapping it slightly. Here's the red. Making sure that when you press it down, you're pressing it all the way down. Oop. Okay, nice, have a little bit on the end here. Okay, I'm gonna finish working my strawberry and then I'll see you back here. Okay, here is the front of my strawberry. Here's what you're going to do next is you're going to continue doing it on the other side. Same thing. And then also on the edges all the way around and the top. Nice job. We're going to keep finishing up our strawberry.